Hey, Dad. It's really good to be here tonight and to actually get a chance to talk to you again about back in the day. And you know, a lot of times we are always, we all talk. We talk to you. You have a lot of in-depth information and stuff. But one of the things that you been telling us is that you working on a book, man. And I know you said it's gonna, how you coming along with it? Tell us a little bit about that book.
Well, I'm coming along pretty good now. Like you start and you stop. And one thing I'm trying to make sure with the book that I can cover a lot of my life and a lot of the places and a lot of the people that I have known down through my lifetime. And I find that at this age, now approaching 79, I'll be 79 come May 16th. I was born in 1932. So I got a
And,
lot. I got a
and,
lot of things to
and,
say.
and real quick, throwing that in there, where were you born? What was that
Oh,
town?
well, the book is gonna cover a lot of it. But
Mm-hmm.
I was born in the state of Mississippi. A lot of people are very surprised when they say, "Red, where you from?" I say, "I'm from SIP, man. I'm from SIP, and SIP, Mississippi, And
Yeah.
they be surprised. They think I'm kidding a lot of times.
Mm-hmm.
I was born in a little town, Rosedale, Mississippi, and it's about 100 miles south of Clarksdale. And if you know anything about like south the way it is, Memphis is like about 100 miles from Clarksdale.
Mm-hmm.
So when you come up and you hit Clarksdale and hit Memphis, you consider, hey man, I'm coming on out of the south on my way on up to Illinois, Ohio, or wherever. But that was in 1932, as my mother said, one nice, beautiful May morning. The sun was shining about 6 o'clock in the morning, and I decided to come on in there. The Creator let me come on
Yeah.
in. Yeah. So the book, that book will cover a lot of things. It'll cover like we will cover things like the Ramsey Lewis Trio, how it was started,
Mm-hmm.
and then how we became Young Holt Trio, Young Holt Unlimited.
Mm-hmm.
See, in the beginning, actually, the whole thing started with a little band on the west side of Chicago called the West Side Clips. Wallace Burton and myself had gotten together, and with another guy who's passed away, first piano player, um, Kirk Stewart. A lot of guys knew him as Kenchilo, Stuart Kenchilo. And we did the amateur shows and stuff like that. And we formed that band. The band wound up with 7 guys in it. Right now, I don't know what the guitar player is, but right now it seems like Wallace Burton, myself, and Ramsey are the only guys still left from that band called the West Side Clips. And from the West Side Clips came the Ramsey Lewis Trio. And from the Ramsey Lewis Trio came the Young Holt Trio. And from the Young Holt Trio became Young Holt Unlimited.
Mm-hmm.
Then, when LD formed his trio, I decided I would keep the Unlimited, and I became Red Holt Unlimited. So
Okay.
actually, when Daddy-O was our manager. Daddy-O Daly was one of the most famous jazz disc jockeys, not only in Chicago, but I would say in the United States. And he decided to manage us. He saw us taking a liking to us, and we said, "You 3 clean-cut guys." And we had the first album. We were going to be, well, they were calling us the Gentlemen of Jazz. But as the story goes, as it goes with most groups, the record company, record label, management, and all got together and said that, hey, you got all piano players that lead the trios. You got Oscar Peterson, you got Billy Taylor, and they're named after the piano player.
Mm-hmm.
So we had several meetings and so forth and so forth, and it finally boiled down to we had better become the Ramsey Lewis Trio because there, a lot of things were said like not enough room to be on the marquee to have, your modern jazz trio. You got the modern jazz quartet, all sorts of things. So we just said, okay, Daddy will say, wait, we'll solve this. Become the Ramsey Lewis Trio, and we'll form a partnership. The partnership between L.D. Young, Red Holt, and Ramsey Lewis, whereby, as Daddy-O said, wouldn't matter whose name it is, because you got an equal share.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was fine. We agreed and went on for several years until we got the hit record,
Mm-hmm.
The In Crowd. And during that time, well, I'll say a lot of this stuff I want to put in the book.
Right, right.
I'll get it in the book, and I'll cover a lot of that. Then I'll cover how we got Whack Whack, the song Whack Whack. First song, that was the first song that was out hit in '66 after the Ramsey Lewis Trio. We were Young Holt Trio with Don Walker on piano and LD on bass, myself on drums. I'm gonna cover all that, how we got Don Walker, how one of the old band leaders here, great band leaders, used to work. Well, he ran the club to Lisa. His band was there, Red Saunders.
Mm-hmm.
Red Saunders. I talked to Red. Red said, I think we got the boy for you that he play like Rams and play like everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And that was Don Walker. And then I'm gonna cover in the book also. I'm gonna cover about the Red Holt Unlimited. When I was it was 1970, after LD left, I would say 74, where I had the three young guys, Eugene Curry on keyboards, Jose Holmes and Randy Ford. And so I'm going to cover a lot of things. So
Okay.
I don't want to tell everybody everything
Yeah.
back in the day.
Yeah.
Then when my book come out. But by the way, what I'm hesitant on doing several journals or just doing one big book. See, a lot of times you do one big book and I'm the kind of guy, I don't like that. Big books with 800, 900 pages. I don't like to read 800, 900 pages. Then you get tired and then you throw the book aside and then you come back. I think a journal of about 200 to 300 pages at a time.
Yeah.
Because, at my age, man, I got so much to say.
Yeah. So little sections a little bit. Also, too, I know you had a lot of featured artists that were able to merge with you as far as collaborating, as far as their talents. And I remember a story you told me. Are you going to mention a little bit about that later on in the book too? I saw the video with Fred Astaire tap dancing around your drums. Is some of that kind of stuff going to be in the book too?
I'm going to put that in the book. I'll tell all about the book.
That's great.
It was a wonderful experience, and we were also in a movie called Trial Run.
Okay.
Trial Run, that was like, that was in the 60s. It was James Franciscus and Janet Rue.
Mm-hmm.
A movie about some lawyers. Some guy's wife had got killed, a big time lawyer, and they had trial going on, so it was called Trial Run.
Mm-hmm.
Got involved in quite lots of things, and then I want to cover the times with John Levy, when John Levy took over managing us, and John Levy put the show together. We had people like Oscar Brown Jr., Nancy Wilson, Cannonball Alley. We were all in the same stable, and we had big fun.
That's good.
Big fun. It was big fun,
That's good.
So I wanna kind of like bring everybody into my life,
Mm-hmm.
into in towns, places, and people that really cared about like see. You got some little towns, smaller cities
Mm-hmm.
that a lot of the big musicians never work. I mean, big name musicians, especially the real hardcore jazz musicians
Mm-hmm.
that wouldn't attempt to play some of the music that we played. So we played music that we felt. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of guys say, like the purist jazz guys say, you're a sellout. You're selling out. Well, we liked everything we did, and then everybody else began to copy us. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, you know, like when you go back and you really look at it, there were three funky trios. There were the three sounds and Les McCann trio, and the three sound and the Ramsey Lewis trio. Now there was one other trio called out of Indianapolis called the Three Souls, I think. See, trios became very, very popular, I would say, around the 60s. And some of it was due to big bands, the people couldn't afford it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, to carry a big band, you know, like Basie and Duke and them cats, that was a heavy load. You
Mm-hmm.
know, big salary you got to pay at the end of the week.
So yeah, so you guys was able to get in front of it like a trend. There was a trend
Yeah,
and economic for club owners and the venues to bring the trios in. So you guys are primed and ready, right? You just fell right in there.
that's right.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
right.
well, let me ask you this: what's going on with recording? Any things going on with recording? Putting anything together, music wise, or anything?
Well, you know, it's my intentions. I got lots of stuff. What do they say? Lots of stuff in the can.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I got some stuff. I got some stuff. I think. Actually, I have some recordings that never been released.
Mm-hmm.
Never been released. I got some things that LD and I did back in the '70s, and it's just a matter of me pulling them out. I did a thing, Red Holt Sings. I intend to re-release that.
Mm-hmm.
It's about five songs I'm doing on that, and I'm gonna redo some of the things that I did on Drew Paula.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, one thing also, like we had there was a song called Rue, R-A-H-U, written by Randy Ford on my Red Holt Unlimited album, CD. Well, there's a group out of Korea called Big Bang, and Big Bang had a hit on it. They took and they used it, young kids rapping on it in Korea. It's a good video if you care to sometime pull it up. Big Bang doing Rue by Red Holt Unlimited.
So that's interesting that you brought that up. So you guys sound even to today is being sought after, and young groups have already captured it and kind of put a little twist on it and utilized it for their sound. So that's something we can go check out, huh? And see the Big Bang.
Yeah, and like even you got a lot of rappers that did a lot of Young Holt Unlimited stuff. We got a publishing company, Yoho Publishing and Sure Thing Publishing, and my other son Reggie, he has EG Music.
Okay.
So all of those, if you go check out, you look and see, we do pretty good. Whack Whack is doing pretty good too. Whack Whack is kind of laying in there.
All right.
It's in Whack Whack is in several movies. It's in Bad News Bears. It's in Harriet the Spy, Calcium Kid. Just go to the site. If people go to the site and look up Yoho Publishing, and Yoho, it's LD Young and Red Holt. Young and Holt. Sure Thing Music is Red Holt.
Okay. Well, right now I'm thinking of something that you shared with me a while back ago, and maybe you can share it with us before you go, because we are touching bases here with Red Holt, and we have the honor of being at his house right now and interviewing him. And back in the day, we dealing with back in the day, his day, folks. Back in his day, what was going on? You know, I remember many conversations with you as you talked about performing and going around. And you know, when you look at the artists today, my question is, you know, they have the big venues and they're not selling out as much as they used to, and so music seems to be kind of going back to the day where small venues and clubs. What do you think about that? As far as, is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? How should you know, we look at that in young musicians today? You know, everybody wants to be big and be the big auditoriums and all that. But what's your take on it, Red?
Well, to tell you the truth, I never did care for a lot of big auditoriums, you know. Like back in the day, we started out, man, you had like a place where you could only seat 50 people, 30 people, and they would get a turnover. And these were the true people. But right now, I think everything kind of goes in a circle. And I think with the economy being the way it is, it's going to be very good for live entertainment. People are going to have to start going to neighborhood bars and seeing local groups, local musicians to play, you know. And the economy just is not going to allow you to do a lot of those big auditoriums, and you can't fill them. You got top acts that you got to put 3 and 4 of them together, 5 or 6, to get to fill up one of those big places.
That's true.
You know.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of that today.
Yeah. So really, I like the smaller places, and I like it better, really. You know, than playing the huge places, because the places we used to play, you could be like right up on the people. You could reach out and just about touch somebody. You know, it was like they were like a part of the music. You know, those were the good old days back in the day.
Yeah.
But once again, speaking about how they're using, you hear a lot of records, and I'll hit up sometime and I hear these cats rapping on something, and I say, wow, that sound familiar. That sound kind of like my drum beat there. That sound kind of like. So actually, that's what they're doing. These guys are becoming famous for mixing,
sampling all that
sampling and mixing those stuff. You know, which is, hey, it's okay if you get permission and if you compensate the artist. But it's bad when you try to like do it, don't get a license for it. You know, it's just, what can I say? It's a ripoff when you do that.
Yeah, you're not giving credit to the original source.
Right. Oh, you know what else now? You know what else? See, like when you know, a little while ago you said, hear our sound. A lot of people listen to that Miles Davis Chocolate Chips. They sampled one of our songs on that Bobby Loud wrote. Miles did. He was Bumping on Young Street. Bumping on Young Street, and it was just a little ba-de-da-de-ba-bo-da-do-da, some kind of way, ba-be-da. But they mixed it with a whole lot of other tracks. But that's cool because they're paying the publishing company. You know, when you put so many songs together, you don't get that much money. But just the idea that they're compensating you for it, it makes you feel pretty good. And then to have the great Miles Davis, you know, pick one of your songs and do something on it. That Chocolate Chips album that he had. Yeah, I think the song is Chocolate Chips. Yeah, the song is Chocolate Chip, and the album is Doo-Wop. I think it's Doo-Wop. Miles is sitting on the cover. Yeah. Back in the day.
Well, one thing you said before you go that I picked up, and is something I think all young musicians that might be looking at this video and listening to you. One of the things you said that hit me is you said that a lot of people were looking at the jazz and the way you were playing it, but you mentioned that you guys were doing what you liked and you had fun. And I think you guys used to be quoted for playing happy jazz. Is that what they used to say? You guys playing happy jazz, and so and I think that had a lot to do with you all's success. You all were happy playing your style of jazz, and that's what made you so popular. And so I think how would you say you guys really kind of coined that phrase "happy jazz"? How did that kind of come about?
Well, you know who really laid it out was L.D. Young. L.D. Young, we were doing interviews, and the people said, y'all look like y'all having so much fun doing all of this, and including people in there. And we say, yeah, we are. And L.D. say, yeah, that's because we some happy cats, man. We play happy jazz. We play happy jazz. And from then on, people was, hey, happy jazz. Young Holt Unlimited, man, they play happy jazz. In them days, like I say, the people be sitting right on you. Like you take in Washington, D.C., the Bohemian Cabins. It's like so cozy, and people sitting right there, and somebody say something, and you might talk to somebody. Say, like we recorded the in crowd there with Ramsey, and then we turned around, LD and I and Don Walker, we did the in crowd again there. Live. That's when we did songs like we'll do songs like They Call Me Mellow Yellow. That's right. I think the kid out of England, Donovan, because Donovan sent me a lot of other material after he found out we did that. They Call Me Mellow Yellow. That's right. And I did a thing that night, and everybody said I used to have like that be my choir sitting there, and I did this thing, and I say, I'm yellow and I'm mellow. That's right. When you listen to if you listen to the record, you hear that on there, and everybody cracks up. They say, ah! They started saying, really saying, I'm yellow and I'm mellow. That's right. We used to have fun, man, playing. And then when things got to rolling on that, like all the other jazz musicians began to stop really trying to play, I would say, outside, and they had kind of left Bird. They'd stopped playing a lot of bebop, but they started playing outside. That's called playing outside. Like playing like, in other words, playing something that don't nobody hardly know but you. You can't hum it when you're through, So, and I will go as far as to say this, we were one of the first groups that started to build on what these cats turned into smooth jazz. Because we was playing the beat, we was playing the beat. Hey, it was before, we were playing like that before Herbie did Watermelon Man, before he wrote Watermelon Man, before he wrote Chameleon, before he came up with the Rocket. Right. As I say in my book too, man, I gotta say some of this for my book, because I'm gonna tell about how Miles, we were down at the Village Gate, and we had the Farfisa electric piano. We had big custom amps, big stuff. Miles walked in there and said, "What's that?" And he liked that Farfisa. He said, "That's a Farfisa. That's what you call it." He said, "I'm gonna get me one of them." Next time we saw Miles, me and Eddie Harris went down to the concert down at the Auditorium Theater in Chicago. Miles had the Farfisa up there. His nephew was playing drums. He was playing all that funk and all that stuff. He got him up one of them keyboards, But Young Holt Unlimited, we hadn't went off into that electric before a lot of cats. No cats went into that. We was into that, We went, before it was over, like I said, we added the singer, William Valentine, who later they became the Valentine Brothers, him and his brother John. I saw a video the other night with them on it, man. Like they was in London, the Valentine Brothers in London. They was over there doing the video. But like I say, we done went through, Young Holt Unlimited went through a lot of cats, man. Like Don Walker on piano, Ken Chaney on piano, Bobby Lyle on piano. Then we had the boy on guitar, and the other organ boy. I get them all in my book.
Yeah,
They'll be all in my book.
Yeah, you had Curtis Robinson. I think I had Jose Holmes. And,
Jose Holmes out there, Larry Frazier.
Larry Frazier, yeah. Well, we're gonna be looking forward to these journals or these different short stories, the books, however you place it out there. And man, I'm telling you, folks, this we can't wait, Red, to see some of this back in the day. And folks, hey, you heard it. You heard it here, and we just want to thank you, Red, for giving us a little time, and we're gonna check back in on you and see what else we can get from you before the book come out. So hey, folks, this is Isaac Lamont Holt, Red Holt's oldest son, sitting here talking about back in the day with Red Holt, and we're gonna catch y'all on the next one. Peace out. See y'all later. Say bye, Red.
Bye. Catch y'all later.
All right. Bye bye.